And we are live. Hey everyone, welcome to SVT time. It is Tuesday, November 25th. It's Tuesday, it's 2 o'clock, it's SVT time. Dom is not going to be sauntering in today. He is on the road actually. I don't know where he is, but he might be calling in. But anyways, welcome everybody to another SVT time. We've got another awesome guest today, Pops Magellan. Thank you so much for joining us. This is I know we've been kind of off and on trying to coordinate our schedules but you're here. So thank you for joining us. How you been, Pops?
I'm pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Yep.
Everything good on your end?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Life
You've been busy.
busy, but good busy.
Yeah. Yeah. There's always good busy, there's crazy busy, and there's not good busy. And crazy busy and good busy are always decent to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, take breaks and all.
Now, are you on a break right now, or do you have some time off for the holidays, or?
So yeah, I'm gonna take a few days off now. Yesterday, actually, after this live stream, I have a few things to do, but then I'm gonna go see the snow. I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna get out. I need to take a break.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, totally for a few days. I think I'm back on Monday.
Okay. All right. Now, you're in Southern California, right?
Yes.
So you go up to like Big Bear or Mammoth or whatever to get
Yeah,
to.
so bro, yeah, Big Bear probably. We're gonna see where, but I like improvising.
There you go. See? That's it. That's
Yeah,
it.
see. But the
We're
plan is go find snow somewhere.
just go find snow. That is awesome. And like I know like last time we saw each other in person was NAM
Right.
of last January.
Yeah.
And I think you've been full out like doing your album support. Just you have been straight out this past year. So we're gonna talk about some of that too. So um let's talk a little bit about your background, Pop. So you originally born and raised in Brazil.
Born and raised in Brazil. It's a farm town kind of vibes. Countryside, far from everything kind of. I love
Okay.
it. It's really cool. It's actually the UFO capital. Like I don't know if you heard about it, but my city is very famous about for the aliens. Like was a huge case. Okay, there was a huge case about aliens showing up in my city like 20 years. I don't know how long ago. A long
Really?
15 years ago, I think.
What's the name of the city? I got to look this up now.
Varginha. So it's
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Varginha.
Now, where in relationship to like Sao Paulo or Rio is that?
I would say like 150, 200 miles from São Paulo, same from Rio.
Okay. All right.
It's not far. It's not
Yeah.
far.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a very interesting city. Like the bus stop has is a spaceship.
Really? So it's kind of like it's your version of what's Area 51 here in the United States? Roswell. Roswell, Nevada, I think it is, was like kind of like that's like the alien capital of the United States. There was supposedly an alien ship that crashed in Roswell back in the 1950s, and yeah, so
Oh, cool. So
yeah,
we go there this weekend. Make
you,
contact.
you're actually not far from it because it is out in like the high desert, that
Right.
area. Yeah, yeah. So see, we got your whole weekend planned out and everything already.
It's good. 5 minutes, awesome.
Now, did you come from a musical family, Pops? Like how did you get into playing bass and into music in general?
So yes, my dad used to play guitar, my brother drums, but actually my brother started getting interest in Brazilian music and he wanted drums. So he asked my dad for a drum kit. My dad got a drum kit and a guitar for
Okay.
himself so they could play together. And I was the youngest. I was watching them playing. I was like, I want to join. Can I play bass?
Yeah.
Can I bass?
Really?
Well, it's fun. I want to play bass, but I straight for like I want to play bass, and they were like, no, bass is too big. You are
Ba-
too small for bass. Like, no. I was like, yes. And then they gave me a keyboard, put me in the keyboard class. I was not feeling it. And the bass.
you wanted to be a bass player right from the
Yeah, I
get-go.
don't know why. I don't know. Just
Wow.
I was really young. I was 8 years old. I knew it.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, because I mean, it's funny because most bass players were kind of forced into the role of being the bass player. We wanted to be a guitar player or something. It's like, oh, we don't have an opening for that, so why don't you just play bass?
Yeah.
You know?
No, no, I like it. I really like drums. I think I would play drums too, but um, I just knew it was bass. I
Yeah.
love guitar. I love keys and all the other instruments, but no, back thoughts like no, that's it, bass.
Interesting. Okay, so from there, did you obviously you moved on, you became a bass player, but did you ever get a chance to jam with your father and your brother as a bass player? Like, did you take lessons or
So yeah, we just start playing
okay.
together. We had like this room in the house that became the studio, and we
Yeah.
just jam, play songs, learn songs together, just play, and then it became a band. We put a band together. It was kind of like a rock band in the beginning, but
Yep.
then it became a big business, like a corporate band.
Okay.
We start
Okay.
like adding people and the friends, the kids from the neighborhood. My dad, my would give them like an instrument or, teach them how to sing or something. So they join us, and it
Yeah.
was actually very beautiful to see like how my parents did it, because there was like a lot of, we grew up in a very how I would say, it's a very different reality from here. Like uh it, Brazil, like there's a lot of people that don't have the opportunity or access to a lot of things,
Sure.
information or everything. So there was a lot of kids around us that, and my parents, they had the opportunity to do that. So they start bringing out these kids, and we started learning together and playing and became a band. Everybody was busy with music. So it was really cool,
Wow.
thing to.
And this and your parents started this, like started this whole community of
Yep.
musicians.
Yep.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah,
That is
our house was like full of people on the weekends, so noise everywhere. Everybody like running around and talking, singing, and playing instruments. It was really cool.
that is
Yeah.
so cool. Now, and I've been to Brazil several times, and I absolutely love Brazil. I love going down there. I love the culture. I love the food. Um,
Yeah.
but Brazilian culture is very like, and you said this in your 75th when you did the 75th anniversary interview. You know, it's very ensconced in rhythm and like music is a huge part of Brazilian culture. If
Yeah.
am I right in saying that? Um, so between rhythms and music, but mostly rhythms, Brazilian rhythms, samba. Um, you know, was that something that was instilled in you at a very young age as well?
Yes, totally. Music is everywhere. I mean, everybody, kind of feel it. There's this thing about the Brazilian groove, right? Brazilian musicians have. I think that's it. We really have fun with it, and I think the rhythm thing, like the carnival, for example, my brother, he got so obsessed with the drums, the carnival drums, like all the percussion and stuff.
Sure.
He would be learning and going really deep in that, and so I was watching him listen to that, learning all that. So everybody's like, everybody I think has a, and the cool thing is like you don't need like a good instrument or a fender or this or whatever, like really to actually play an instrument. We play anything,
Yeah.
any opportunity we have, any possibility we do, we make it
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. Yeah. We used to have this class at Musicians Institute called well, it was an odd meter class, but the premise of the class was it would be an ensemble of musicians, mostly bass players and drummers. And the bass players wouldn't play, there probably one bass player would play like would play a groove, but it was a drum circle essentially. Like every person in the ensemble had kind of like carnival where one person would play one very specific groove, and then another person would play another groove that accentuated that groove, and everybody had their separate parts that kind of when played together just kind of created this huge ensemble. And the word I was looking for was clave. We would all have,
Right, right.
we would base our parts off of like a 3-2 clave or a 2-3 clave. And yeah, and I remember like I said, going to Brazil and witnessing that and just kind of seeing that it really is. It's something that can't, it's almost like you have to be brought up and raised in that culture. It's not something that, um, I don't know. Maybe it's not something that somebody can just kind of learn. Like it's something that has to be kind of inbred in you from a very young age, I guess.
I think yes, but I think there are people that really had something connects with them and they can do it. They or something drives them to the culture, to that specific, world
Sure.
music sound, and I think they can. I know some people that are in love with Brazilian, so they have this connection,
Yeah.
and then they just go there and they just play music like with everybody. And I think I think there's another explanation for that connection, but yes, I get what you're saying. That's true. It's hard to get in this world when you have to kind of grow up with it,
Yeah.
have internalized like in your DNA kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit like, I coming from a Greek family, we listen to odd meter stuff. Like we learned to dance in 5/8 and 7/8. Like nobody dances in odd meters except for the Greeks and the Balkans and that kind of weird. But yeah, it just kind of came from, as a young kid listening to Greek music and listening to what they call Zambikos.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, now from there, like how old were you when you realized like I want to do this as a living? Like this is all I want to do. I want to make my living doing this.
I, well, I never stopped since I started. I never stopped. Every weekend I was playing. I was or rehearsing or playing gigs with my family.
Okay.
I was always like that. Until a point that I realized, okay, I need to play with different people. I need to get out of here. So, I moved to the south of Brazil. I was traveling. I was by myself for a minute. I was actually studying engineer by the time, but I was like playing gigs and doing music at at the same time.
Okay.
So I went to south of Brazil, started playing with everybody, like
Okay.
every style of music. People would call me like Monday to Monday, every day to play different gigs like last minute. They
Yep.
used to call me the palm reader because I would just look at them and
Okay.
yeah, it was fun. I think that was like my school was like kind of learning how to figure out last minute. Don't think too much, just do it.
Yeah.
Um, and then I was studying engineering, but I was like 4 years and a half, of engineering. I got to a point where I was like, mm-mm. I'm gonna get out of Brazil. I have to go out of here. I need to explore and try to, see how other people live,
Yeah.
understand other cultures and stuff in music. I want to do music with other people, as many people, different people I can. So I moved to Portugal. I sold everything. and
From Brazil to Portugal.
yeah,
Wow. Okay.
and then I got an excuse that I was going to study enology, viticulture, wine, basically. Yeah, that was my excuse, like, and then other. I started 1 week classes. I went to this music store, and then I met someone at this big time musician in Portugal at the music store, and he invited me to play in this TV show. First week that I was there, I was like, you know what? Never mind. So I started just touring there with artists playing a bunch of gigs. And when you are in Europe, you can really literally like travel anywhere. It's really easy and way
Sure.
cheaper than. So I started getting gigs. I had a US tour with an artist from there. I was always doing it, but I always knew that I wanted to go to LA at some
Oh,
point.
yeah.
I always knew that I wanted to take that step. But before that, I wanted to travel my country, learn the music from my country, and go to Europe, figure that out, live as much as I can, and then go to LA so I could stay, and
Yeah.
actually, take my career to the next level. But I think I always knew it. I always knew, but I for sure I was kind of depressed in Portugal for a while because, as you know, I don't know, for a woman it's kind of hard, like in the beginning
Yeah.
for me to people really take me serious and give it the best word, like all the opportunities. Yeah, I get some opportunities, but I couldn't get all them like
Yeah.
anyone. So I was kind of stressed about it. I was like, you know what, I need to keep going.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
to do the best I can here, the best I can there, and I have to go because I know that I have a purpose and I have to expand as much as I can. So I knew that I would end up in LA and I would have way more opportunities here. But I think I always knew it.
Yeah.
I never had like any thoughts of not playing or doing something else.
Yeah. How forgive me for asking, but how old were you when you moved to Portugal?
I was 24.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a huge I mean, that's a huge thing. Like male or female, for a 20-year-old to just pack up and move to a different country, that's a big move. That takes a lot of uh, that takes a lot of balls. That takes a lot of, courage to do something like that. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
But you were determined. You were determined to do this.
Yeah. I was improvising, as I
That-
said.
there you go. There's that word again. You were improvising, but the music always found you,
Yeah.
right? You know. Um, so how long were you in Brazil for? I'm sorry, in Portugal for?
4 years and something, four
Okay.
years and a half. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And then
five
you,
years, I think. But I think that I still have to go back and figure out like how many years, but it was like about 5 years.
yeah. Okay. I mean, it's all past you now, so And did you go back to Brazil or did you go right from Portugal to LA?
So I was in Portugal. I was actually on tour in Europe with this artist, Delana Smith, my very
Okay.
first tour. And I got a call from a TV show in Brazil to do. It's like a late show, the late show, but in Brazil they wanted me to play bass. I was like, what? So
As
I
the house
went,
bass player.
yeah, as the resident bass.
Okay.
I was like, this is the dream gig. I can't believe they're calling me. I was like, it's crazy because I was on tour in the middle of a tour, and I said I cannot go for the audition. I'm on tour. I cannot let them down.
Yeah.
Unfor- and I can't believe I said no because I couldn't let people down. I said no. I said unfortunately I can't for this. I cannot just I'm unfortunately I can't. And they say okay, fine, next time, kind of thing. And then 1 week later they reach me out again. They say actually they want you. When can you come? And I was like,
Wow.
wow. I was like, oh my God, I had tears. Like, I was, wow. So I went back to Brazil, did the gig, 2 years, but I was going back and forth to Portugal. We would like do the show for a few months,
Yep.
break, you know. But that gig was definitely something really big that happened to me. Like, whoa, you are really doing something.
Yeah.
And back then, there was not many women playing in TV. There was only one band in on TV in Brazil that was woman, like female, and I was one of the first. The band that I was
Wow.
in the Late Late Show, I was the only woman. It was really cool to be able to do that and kind of like open doors for other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man. And I gotta ask, being a father of two daughters, what did your father say after you started garnering all this success? After, yeah, was your dad and your brother kind of sitting back in Brazil going, "Hey, what happened? We lost our bass player. Like she's touring the
right.
world now."
Yeah, no. My dad always wanted me to be an engineer or something else, just to be because he wanted me to be safe. He
Sure.
said, like, so he was like supporting but not supporting me.
Yep. Yep.
I want to say I was all by my own, but like this emotional support, he was not quite there. But when I got the TV show, he was like, okay, this is really serious. He was really proud because he would never imagine I came from a really small, like nothing happens. Like
Yeah.
nobody would never imagine that it would be possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were impressed. My mom, especially, my mom was so proud. I would take her with me all the time. She'd
Oh,
be
that's
the
awesome.
audience, like just supporting me driving and just
Oh,
having.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Wow. That's so cool. And then so from Brazil off to LA.
yeah. No, I and then I was back in Europe,
Okay.
in Lisbon. But anyways, I was going for
Yeah.
name to name every year.
Yep. Yep.
And in
Yep.
2019, I was okay. That's time. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna stay.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So you moved to LA, and I mean your career has evolved quite a bit since then. You moved to LA basically as an artist support, as a side person playing bass for artists, but that your career has evolved into solo artist, producer, um, beyond just being a bass player. If I'm
Right.
if I'm right.
Yeah. Actually, when I was in Portugal, I actually recorded my material there. I did like a live studio recording session with a bunch of great musicians, and I wrote songs and stuff. I was ready to release it, but right before I moved to LA, I lost my dad a few days, and that blew like
Oh my god. Okay.
so I couldn't really release that material because moving to LA, losing my dad, like all this
Yeah.
at the same time. So I took a deep breath. Like, I cannot handle everything, so let me survive here in LA first.
Yeah. Yep.
And I always had this thing about doing my own thing, but I love playing for other artists.
Yep.
I love being a side musician. I really like serving the music and making other people happy too. Other artists help with their vision. I like both. But yeah, the solo work, like it's too strong for me to deny it
Yeah.
for that
Yeah.
look. So I got in a point now that I'm like, gotta do it.
Yeah. What do you like doing more? Do you prefer, I know it's kind of a tough question, but what do you prefer more, being your own artist or supporting other artists?
There are good things and challenges everywhere. It's really hard having to do everything yourself,
Yeah.
but I love it. I feel so much joy making music,
Yeah.
producing, getting that idea to the end of product to the final product.
Yeah.
That gives me so much joy. I really like it. I think for sure being a solo artist because it's the only thing only I can do. It's
Yeah.
my you know. Um, but I love playing for other artists too. It's just my priority now is definitely make art.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now, do you do a lot of writing on bass, or do you keyboards, or what? Like, what is your thought process when you have an idea? Because this is the thing for bass players that we all want to know. It's like, do you write your parts on bass first, or what's your approach for songwriting?
I usually I start with the bass
Yeah.
line, an idea of it, and then drums.
Okay.
I'm crazy about drums. Yeah,
Do you
but
do you
it's
play
just
drums too?
no, not really, but it's in my head. I
Yep.
really play it in my head. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
Um, yeah, I come with the bass line first, and then drums, build the drums, and then I play synths and put like ideas, synth ideas that I think I'm gonna be able to replace and do it properly later.
Yep.
I actually end up using them because this is what it is.
Yeah.
Um, and then, so yeah, I write the bass lines, put the drums together, add synths, the idea, structure. When the song's kind of like ready, this is what it is.
Yep.
I go get a drummer, a real drummer,
There
if
you
you will.
go. Yeah. Yeah. So you collaborate at that point.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I think it's really important to bring people in. At some, I think there's a part of the process that has to be you, has to be your vision, has to be your
Yep.
condition, your baby, and but it's important to have other people involved.
Sure.
We grow faster.
Yeah. 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 Now on Damage, that's all live drums?
No, electronic drums. It's
Oh,
layers.
okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, that song has who played was Justin Brown.
Okay.
I don't know if very well. He's a legend. He's great. He plays for Thundercat.
Okay.
Yeah, he played drums, and then I used the program drums and kind of like put them together. So I have
Okay.
a lot of percussion, a lot of like
Yeah.
crazy rhythms.
Yeah. And I listened to it for the first time. Um, and I think I had mentioned this in my notes too. You know, it's a solo album. It's your solo album, but it's not a bass solo album, if that makes sense. It's a musical album put out by a bass player, you know what I mean? But it's not like, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of like really smoking bass playing on it. Your playing is unbelievable on the album, but it seems like the album is, or it's geared more towards your compositions and your grooves than it is about just, hey, here's 4 bars and I'm just going to blow my changes over. Like, does
I
that
know.
make sense?
Yeah, totally. No, I didn't. Never wanted to do now, but I was never like, oh, I want to show all my chops, like whatever. Never, never. I'm not like. For me, it's more about the vision. Is the vibe.
Yeah.
I'm making music first of all. The bass is what is my instrument that I use to do that. But that takes me places. But it's the ideas. It's my
Yeah.
ideas. The way I think music sounds good and makes me happy when I listen to it. Like happy in a sense, like gives me. I feel fulfilled when I listen to it. Like I feel, oh, this is really cool. I just want to vibe with it. I don't have to think about it too much.
Yeah.
But if I want to think about it, there's things to think about. Because there's a level of complexity that in my music that is it's there, but it's not too much. Just
Yeah.
for the sake of being complicated. I don't
Yeah.
want that. I don't care about that, honestly. It's
Okay.
just yeah, it's just making music. And I also wanted to showcase my producer side. Like I can
Yep.
write lyrics. My main thing is instrumental, but I can write lyrics. I can write melodies, do everything.
Yep. Yep.
So
Huh.
this it kind of shows a little bit of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, do you, speaking of your producer side, like when you're in the artist support role working for an artist, have you have you kind of crossed over into helping them with production as well, or is your role strictly as a bass player, or or are those two separate roles for you? being a producer and being a bass player?
So the producer side started coming 2 years ago, actually. Actually 2 to 3 years ago. It's separate, I would say, because I got hired to so many gigs like Adam Lambert, or many others that I'm just a bass player. I'm not gonna say anything, or I'm not even like, they don't even question having me as a producer or anything, because I
Okay.
wanted to be a bass player. But for example, I started working with Arthur Menezes, is absolutely amazing virtuoso guitar player, and right since the beginning, I started like imaging was for him,
Mm-hmm.
to a point that I started producing. It came naturally, you
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Um, yeah, became natural because I think I had this space to come up to bring my ideas, arrangements, and all this stuff. And we got to the point. Okay, let's produce this. We did produce the previous EP he put
Yep.
out, and now we're gonna work on his new album starting next week.
Okay.
So it's happening naturally. Like, I have other people reaching me out to the production, other stuff, so I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, it's happening, and I really want to grow this because I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. Yeah,
Um, so you're having people calling you for the producer role.
yeah. That's interesting. I'm not looking. I'm not chasing at the moment because I'm so focused on it. But I start coming my way. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I may be doing something right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's just it. If they're, if they're calling you for that type of work, then obviously you are doing something right, and your name is getting passed around, and hey, who can we get to produce this? Let's call Pops. You know.
Right.
Um, Working with Adam Lambert, you had mentioned working with Adam Lambert. What was that like? Was that
It's
like
really
one of your
cool.
first gigs here in the States, or?
Yeah, because I moved to LA right before the pandemic, right, 2019.
Okay.
I was doing like other stuff, but then I actually got a call from his team before the pandemic,
Okay.
but then the pandemic, and then I was like, okay, whatever. Uh, After the pandemic, I think it was 2021, they called me back, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
And then I stayed. Yeah, it's really cool. I love the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really make me feel good, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I like the music, of course, and it's amazing gig. It's an amazing gig. Adam's one of the best singers in the world, like ever. He sings for Queen. It's crazy, you know.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I love that gig. I just love everybody. It's just a cool hang, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been
That's
years, like 3, 4 years.
yeah. Yeah. I was just thinking because yeah, 2021, 22. Yeah. Have
Yeah.
you um have you worked with him since then too, or was that
Yeah. Every time he has shows or tours and stuff, they call me. I go,
okay?
and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I love working with them. They're really good. They take care of their people, so it's a pleasure.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there an artist that you haven't worked with yet that you might want to that like who is on your hit list?
Ooh, so many, but it's hard to tell because it's hard to tell, but many. I love to work with Jack White, Sam Vincent, um, and see more.
Wow.
Uh, I don't know, like so many.
That's a
Brittany
pretty
Howard.
that's a wide
I
wide
know.
wow.
There were things like what I put in my head when I was kind of transitioning from side musician to solo artist is that okay, I'm gonna do my material, I'm gonna put my vision out there, and I want to make sure people know why they're calling me,
Yeah.
so they know that I sound like Pops. I'm
Yep.
not gonna sound like anyone else or anything else. I can do some stuff, but like this is what it is. I won't be called because they like my ideas, how I sound. So this is I don't have like, oh, I want to do this gig, I want to play with this artist, and I'm like really, you know I
Yeah.
think it's gonna happen naturally. Whatever comes my way is what it's supposed to be. So I trust it. I don't be too
Yeah.
detailed on the names or who specifically. I just trust the experience that life is gonna bring me.
Very cool. Very cool outlook that you're not, yeah, whatever comes your way. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Um yeah, so let's talk a little bit about gear. I know we had, it is SVT time and it's Ampeg, so I have to talk a little bit about gear. Um, you were using SVT Suite, and you use that for some of your. Did you use that on Damage as well?
I use on a bunch of songs. I use on everything. Since I
Yeah,
got it, it's the backbone of my. It's
that's
everywhere. Everything that I do, even like my videos on my social media, everything that I post now, I use it, and I love it. I definitely use on Damage and the P. Not the first singles because I didn't have it back then, but
yeah,
Damage, Song Damage, Drive Complaining, and it's the most base oriented ones.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, the suite is there for sure.
yeah. Because I remember when you did the 75th anniversary video for us. In fact, I know I have the link here somewhere. It's actually on the Ampeg site. Um, if you go to ampeg.com and click on blogs, um, because your blog is up there too, the blog that I wrote as well,
Yeah.
plus your video, and then that kind of transitioned into using some venture gear on 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 some of your live gigs as well. So you've been using Ampeg Live on.
Yeah, I'm using the DI
Yep, yep, the SGTDI.
everywhere. I'm taking this everywhere. It's really nice piece of gear. It's just compact. I can have like all the unpacked sounds,
Yeah,
like the caps. I can have the 14, the 18, maybe the B15. It's just so great.
it's all right there.
I
Yeah,
play a bunch of church gigs. I play a bunch different things, and I can get the sound with that.
yeah,
Just sit. I don't have to bring like too many things. It's not everywhere that you can have everything you want, like the back line, and so it's it keeps me safe and consistent.
yep, yep, exactly. Your sound is with you. You always know what your sound is going to be like with that pedal, no
And
matter where you
actually,
go.
it works for all the bass that I have. Like if I'm playing five strings, I like to use the fourth hand. If I have the Mustang or my Sandberg, I'm gonna use the P15.
Yeah,
Can use the saturation, use the grid. Like it's fun. It's just fun. It gives me like all the possibilities that I actually need for a different type of gigs.
yep, yep. And you use different amps for depending on what bass you're using. Because I know you switch between basses quite a bit too, between the Mustang,
Yeah,
your Yamaha. Um, you're also playing a Federa for a little while too, right?
it's actually a F bass.
F bass. I'm sorry. Oh,
And it's
sorry.
okay.
I remember seeing. Yeah, and you are right. With for some reason I remember seeing the picture with the F, and I thought Federa,
Yeah,
but
right now I know what you mean. It's very common.
yeah.
People think that, but it's a shorter scale, so it's a custom bass. I asked Marcel to build a shorter version of his
Okay.
five, so it's a 32 and a half.
Interesting.
Yeah, this bass is amazing. It's like butter.
Okay.
It's super easy to play. It's lighter. I used to play Fender five strings jazz bass for so long, but
Yeah.
it was really heavy on me, especially after many tours. I was like going back and I'm like, I don't know if I can hold this bass that long. So I was like, I need to work smarter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I always love the VN5 sound. F bass is really cool. So yeah, I got this 32 and a half, and I'm really leaning towards like the short scale bass.
Hmm. For economics of size or the sound of a short scale bass, or a little bit of both, maybe.
I think both. Each bass that I have, each short scale that I have, they have a specific like a character, right?
Yep. Yep.
Uh, I think they're great. I don't. It's just different, but it's easy to play. I feel way more comfortable. I take way more risks. You know, when I was on
Interesting.
my jazz bass, five strings, playing a gig or something, and I feel like doing. I would. Ooh, should I?
Yeah. It
With
seems so
the,
far away.
it's no, it's kind of. I'm gonna have enough time to get back. You
Yeah.
know?
Yep.
But with the short scales, I just feel more free.
Yeah.
There's some
Yeah.
like, especially P bass next that I'm like, jeez. You know, I can
Yeah.
play this. It's fine. I play my entire life like maybe big time bass, but why? You know, if you look like my hands are small, there are a lot
Yeah.
of small hands or stuff, and well, why am I? And I get really cool tones. What I like is I can get any bass. Give me that bass, and I'm gonna make it sound the best it can sound.
Yep.
I'm really good like finding with. I think this get the sound starting from my fingers. You know, I find a way to
Yeah.
make the bass talk and create like a something with that specific bass and that other specific bass. So this is what I've been doing with my on my P. If you listen to Damage, the song Damage, what bass do you think I'm slapping?
Okay. But
You
you're
know,
not.
I'm slapping a Mustang flat ones.
Okay. Okay.
So it's like it's not everybody would use a Mustang for slap or especially flat ones. So I use that. I like using things that are not so conventional. That is not like, and I think it's important for people to also open more their minds about short scale bass. I think they're dope.
Yeah. 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 It's so you're using the Mustang on the song Damage. Is that
Yes.
okay? I'm gonna listen back to that then after.
Check it out. The tone is really cool, and I also use I use the I usually go for the SVT Classic
Yep.
on the suite. I usually always go for that, but for this specific song, I use the Pro.
Oh, the 4 Pro.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I used two cabs,
Yep.
uh, one B15 and a 410, so I could like layer the
Yep.
sounds and make sure all the frequencies to pop up the way I want it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's an interesting tone.
Yeah. And that with the suite, that this the sometimes the suite for me is there's almost in some cases there's almost too many choices. And I spend more time like messing around with, well, what's this mic sound like on this cab, and what's this cab sound with this mic, and what's this amp
Mhm.
sound like? And then 45 minutes goes by and you haven't recorded anything. You've just been kind of
Yeah,
going back and forth comparing songs. Um but no, that's an interesting point that you bring up, Pops, because I notice like primarily I'm a five string player, but recently, like within the last, probably within the last couple of years, I started going back to playing four string P basses. And I find myself feeling maybe a little freer on a four string bass, having to think a little bit more about what I'm playing, not thinking like, but just like, oh, well, there's some notes on a four string that I just, you have to play things at different positions, but it just feels like I approach the instrument differently. Like you're saying, like with a short scale bass, you feel open to take more chances and play a little more openly and experiment and
yeah,
improvise.
yeah. Especially like percussive stuff. I think too. The short scale bass allow me to be more percussive.
Sure.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I could see that.
five strings is I play different when I play five strings definitely.
Yeah.
Uh, but four strings in general, I feel more free. But short scales give way more freedom. I'm like
Yeah.
it's interesting. I'm developing more my sound or tones, and playing with short scales now, and I don't think, I mean, I can still do, I have my bass here, but I think that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like five string. Like in a support role for an artist, kind of like the five string kind of sits because you kind of cover keyboard parts and you
Yeah,
cover a wider range. But when you go to the four string, it's almost like that's your voice being on the four string. It's
exactly.
yeah, yeah,
Exactly. Like, but if you look, actually, most of the gigs that I play, I have to use the five strings.
okay,
Yeah, especially for other artists, people always want the five strings.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
basically that's the bass that I most take out. But when I play my shows, I play four.
okay. Always four.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. Now you just did. How long you just did a gig at the Potato at Big Potato in Los Angeles? Oh, I shouldn't say just. It was probably a couple of months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in May. It was my debut show.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so it was more than a couple of months ago. It was your debut,
I mean, the time is flying away, so it feels like a few months ago.
right? Right. But you've done other solo gigs since then. You had a
Yeah,
bunch of gigs after that.
yeah. I
Do you,
did the Blue Note. It was
yep.
awesome, and I did Baked Potato, and then I did Blue Note Rio and Blue Note São Paulo. Great shows.
Blue Note in Sao Paulo.
Yeah, and Blue Note in Rio.
Okay. Nice. So do you think you're going to take this on the road and do like a tour?
Yeah, everything's being planned for next year, like
Okay.
South America
Okay.
and Europe. So yeah, building it up, and I'm really excited to actually be playing the songs, and playing with other people and be on the road with my
Yeah.
project. Super excited about it.
Yeah. Well, we don't want to give too much away for next year. We want it to be a surprise too. So, you know, but man, so we do have a question here from Cameron, and Cameron's in Australia. Man, Cameron, it's it's late for you. um, does Pops use the loaded IRs or is there a secret IR? So in the SGTDI, are you using the speakers that are loaded in there, or do you have any special
I
IRs
used
that
what is in there.
you
I
use what's in there?
never got to do any yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I don't have like a bank of, in fact, I don't know if I've been experimenting with the SGT DI and an old tube DI and a compressor pedal here. I've been kind of like just experimenting with different things. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of aftermarket IRs out there that you can download. But I primarily the same thing. I use the IRs that are built into the pedal.
Yeah, I like it. Just got it right away, and I got the sounds and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah. And I stand corrected, Cameron. It's not late. It's actually early. It's 6:48 in the morning for you, right? You thank you for
Really.
yeah.
Thanks for being here.
I was going to say it's six.
Jeez,
I would think this would be the last thing you would want to see at 6:30 in the morning your time, but
I would be.
right.
Wow.
Well, thank you for joining in,
Thank you,
Cameron.
Dana.
I told you, like, we've got, so Cameron has joined in a couple of times. We have Paul from the UK. He calls in Paul is like faithful. Like Paul, and then there's another gentleman,
Mhm.
Raichu, that calls in. Raichu hasn't called in a couple of weeks, so I'm a little nervous that we haven't seen him on here. So Paul, if you can get in touch with Raichu, just tell him we're thinking about him and we miss him. um, so outside of touring, I know we're going into the holidays now. We have Thanksgiving this Thursday. You're gonna go find some snow this weekend.
Yeah.
You're gonna go improvise and find some snow. And um, do you have anything planned between now and the end of the year? Or is it just kind of you're going to chill and get through NAMM and then make a head start beginning of
Uh,
next year?
so right now I'm planning an EP release party. That is going to be a live recording, EP live
Oh,
recording.
okay.
Um, and it's gonna be probably second week of January. I think I'm gonna just chill for a minute and organize a few other things before that.
Okay. Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
I was
Now
just
I'm gonna
reading the comment here.
what call? Ah, yeah. Let me get used to it.
Uh,
Oh, Arthur's here. Hi, Arthur.
he is here. Yeah.
One thing I really admire about what do you say?
I he's going to have to finish his comment.
I'll be waiting for it. And now leave. What do you
Now,
say?
Arthur is the artist that you're helping produce.
Yeah, we're gonna work on this album now together. I'm super excited about it.
Okay.
I want to see what he's gonna say.
Yeah,
I'm so
Arthur, you got to
curious
finish
now.
your statement here. You're leaving us hanging,
Yeah.
buddy.
I can call him and make sure he's finished your
What were
comments.
you going to say?
What?
No. Well,
He just left us, and I can't believe.
yeah.
Really me here, dude.
um, well, are you going to, I would love to see you here on the East Coast at some point too. If you're, we've got some cool clubs here on the East Coast as well. New York, of course. Oh, he commented in here. So one thing I really admire Pops is their approach to the groove and pocket instead of shredding. And I know, anyways, please talk about this. Yeah, that was the next. So he's singing your praises, Pops.
Oh, well, okay, Arthur. Thanks. But yeah, definitely. Okay, I think we kind of mentioned in the beginning a little
Yeah,
bit. But yeah, my thing is like pocket. I really the eternal search for the perfect pocket.
exactly. Exactly. Well, and you said it. Yeah, you said it in your 75th anniversary video too. Which, for I keep on referring to this for anybody that's not familiar. So we did I'll call it a campaign. I don't like using that word, but um, and we asked a number of new Ampeg artists, Pops being one of them, to uh, give us their thoughts on whether they were using SVT Suite or what they think about Ampeg and the future of bass amplification, being it's our 75th anniversary this past year. So Pops was kind enough to do a short video on how she uses her SVT Suite. But in that interview, you even said like the groove is I am the groove is me. I think you used the word floor. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's it is as a bass player, it's all about the groove. It really, it's we can all shred. We know Pops. We know you've got chops. We all have chops, and we can all shed. But it's so important to feel that groove and to have that groove and to play the groove all the time. Um, Speaking of groove, there was a video of another great bass player playing at the Baked Potato. I don't know if you saw this video of Sean Hurley
I love him.
playing a solo,
Hmm.
and I can't. It's gonna kill me because I can't remember the artist he was playing with. But he was filling. I remember the gig. He was filling in for Yannick Gwizdala
Hmm.
on this gig, which Yannick is a monster. Both grooves and chops. But Sean just played like all the right notes and kept the groove. Like you would like. And I remember him talking about this when we did an SVT time with him. It was like it wasn't about him going in and trying to fulfill Yannick's thing, because Yannick's thing is Yannick's thing, but he went in and did the Sean Hurley thing. So if you think of like how Sean Hurley would approach a solo, it's very groove oriented, all the right notes, but it's all surrounding the groove, and the groove never got lost. And it's kind of our role as a bass player, just to support that groove.
Yeah, I really love the way he plays. He's a legend. He's amazing, and
Yeah.
he's very thoughtful.
Yes.
So he's very on point. He knows what to do. He knows when to speak. Is that very like mindful person,
Yeah.
while he's playing. I really love it. Yeah, I learn a lot from him. He's one of my favorites. Like really good.
Now, have you being in LA, have you run into Sean at all? Have you met Sean?
I think not in person. We are connected online, but I
Yeah.
know his work like for a long time. But no,
Okay.
let me. I'm gonna send him the end. This has to be
There
be
you
right.
go.
Come
There you
on.
go. And another mutual friend here is of Sean and Oz is Mark Pacificar, who's another mutual friend of Sean, and he's an Ampeg artist as well. And he had commented he remembers seeing Phil Chen playing with the young Arthur at NAMM. So,
Mhm.
yeah. And I know I'm bouncing around here quite a bit, but Cameron, are you referring to Bob Reynolds? That's who Sean was playing with in that video. I think that's who it may have been that he was
Mhm.
filling in for Yannick. So,
I definitely check it out. But yeah,
um,
actually, the I wanted to mention the SVT suite has the templates, right? The producers and artists templates.
that's right.
The first one that I opened was
And Sean's template. That's correct. Yeah.
I was like, he knows, he knows it. I'm just get out like
Right?
start from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Just start right from there. So Cameron was also asking, well, looking for inspiration, what albums does Pops, what do you look for? Like what do you go for inspiration?
Ooh, I listen to vinyls now. Like I
Yeah.
really listen to vinyls. Look, she wants like a one album that I like kind of. Oh, it's hard to pick one.
I guess it depends on your mood too,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah. But I was saying like one of my favorite all time albums. So Cosmic Slop from Funkadelic or
Yeah.
The Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. Hello, yay. I
From
love that
here
album.
to
Like,
here.
yeah, I know.
That's all right.
Yeah, I grew up listening to that Pink Floyd, all this stuff. So, and then Daft Punk, Random Access Memories.
Okay. Wow.
What else? Bon Iver. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I pronounce like the Brazilian ways too. Bon Iver.
Bon Iver.
Bon Iver.
Huh.
Bon Iver.
Oh, okay. Is it Bon Iver?
Yeah, I think so. I remember. Let me ask
I'm
check.
s- I'm so far behind on
But
it.
I never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, so many albums, but I think these three are one of my favorites. Three of my favorites. There's a lot of Brazilian music too. If you wanna listen to Rational, is this
O-
album by this artist called Tim Maia.
Okay.
Tim Maia. It's really easy to find. It's like funk stuff from the 70s,
Yeah.
Brazilian stuff. You know.
On vinyl?
Like, sorry.
Can you find it on vinyl? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I have vinyls for all these albums, and
Okay. Yeah. It's it's funny you say vinyl because that's I have a Sunday ritual here that I inherited my old Magnavox stereo big turntable console from my family. So every Sunday, well, the girls don't live here anymore. They're off on their own, but every Sunday I would grab an album and just the experience of putting an album on and then having to flip the album like, oh dad, what happened to the music? Oh, we gotta go flip the album. And like that, the whole experience of listening to an album. Do you get that? Is that like, do you get that same experience, like opening an album and looking at the liner notes and looking at the cover and listening from side to side?
I love the experience of listening to entire albums. I really miss it. Like I think it's just like it's a story, like you just go through the entire world. Like, you really go to the band or to the artist like mine, and just go through that trip. I
Yeah.
think it's so important to listen to the entire
Yeah.
thing. Should be a ritual, like once in a while, we all should do that, especially us musicians in the industry, you know.
Yeah.
But I think we should all do that at
Yeah.
some point. I grew up like my family, they would like play albums. We would travel every weekend, drive to visit family, like 1 hour drive, 2 hours drive, and we'd be listening to albums, entire albums, no skipping songs, nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. And obviously iTunes and Spotify and all these streaming services have made it easier and more convenient to listen to whatever you want whenever you want to listen to it. But like I notice, like when I start listening to a new artist, and I get a lot of my artists, the younger artists, from my daughters. They refer artists to me. Like, Dad, have you heard? Like, I would have never known about Noah Khan if it wasn't for my 22-year-old daughter. But when I first started, I was just using Noah as an example. When I would listen to Noah, I would go to iTunes and just type in Noah Khan, and his songs would come up. But I never got to. I realized when you're listening to a new artist, not only do you want to listen to just their catalog, but go back and start with their first album and listen to the first album,
Hmm.
top to bottom. Then listen to the second album, then the third, and go through their catalog that way, because then you get to hear how the artist developed over the years and their songwriting and their producing, and like you get to hear the whole story of the artist by listening to their catalog one album at a time. Or even if you're just listening to the album, that one point in that artist's life, whatever year that may happen to be, you get to capture that rather than, like you said, just bouncing from song to song. And you listen to a song, you go, I don't know what album that's on. Who knows what album that's from?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Yeah, I think it's really cool, especially when you dig like the artist. You have to do this research, right? And go
Yeah.
and see how was it? How did it end up here?
Yeah.
And there's happens so much. Like sometimes I listen. There's an artist that I love the early work more than the newest. You
Yeah.
know, like, so it's yeah, it's really cool. I love the fact that I'm starting it and I put one EP out and I don't know what is gonna happen next.
Right.
You know, like it's really cool to see the
Yeah.
trajectory.
Yeah. Now, do you think is Damage available on vinyl, or is it?
This is what I was thinking about. I was even talking to my team and about it. I really want to do vinyls, at least like uh, just a small number just to start with it. I really care about it. I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna end up doing it next year.
I think that would be really cool.
Totally, I can't wait. And the cool thing about Damage, I got this photo shoot with one of my favorite photographers ever. Her name is Dana Tripp.
Okay.
And I have images, amazing images. I would love to put it in the vinyl.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because that's the whole idea, that's the whole experience, you get the vinyl, you get the package, you get the photos. It's
It's a
it,
trip.
it really is. It really is, man. Well, count me down for one. If you're gonna do if you do it in vinyl, I want to buy one. So you got to let me know.
Yeah, I'll send you one for sure.
You got to sign it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh man, Pops, I can't thank you enough for your time in doing this. This has been absolutely fantastic chatting with you. Everybody's been great with the comments here. Before we go though, this is one thing I did not put in the comment that I put in the outline. I usually do this thing where I give you a this or that, and you got to answer real quick. Like you can't think about it. You gotta give me a quick answer.
Okay.
So, all right, you ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
All right. First question: P bass or jazz bass?
P bass.
Okay. Passive or active?
Passive.
Okay. Rounds or flats?
Let's.
Wow. Okay. Usually that people get hung up on that. They're like, "Oh, it all depends."
Depends, of course.
Yeah,
I
of
go
course it
yeah,
does. But
flats.
you came right out with flats. Okay. Um, B15 or SVT?
B15.
Wow. Okay. You're nailing this. Um, cable or wireless?
Cable.
Okay. Pick or fingers?
Fingers.
Man, you're flying right through this.
It's just
You've cheated and watched previous episodes.
no, but yeah, but totally. I mean, I haven't done that before.
Okay. Um, in ears or floor wedges?
Really depends
Ah,
what style of music. It's hard. Hold on.
not
Uh, in years, yeah.
in ears. Okay. Pedals or no pedals?
Pedals,
Okay.
yeah.
Now we get into traveling. Window or aisle?
Depends.
Now it gets complicated.
That is complicated because you want to be able to go to the restroom if it's a long trip,
All
so
de-
like that.
all depends on how much coffee you had that day.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But let's say window. I
Okay.
sleep easy, so just like, uh,
High bunk or low bunk?
what is that? Sorry.
So when you're on a tour bus, the high bunk or do you prefer sleeping up high
Oh,
or sleeping
hi,
down
hi,
low? High?
hi.
Okay. Um, black with white piping or silver and blue? We're talking about the cosmetics on Ampeg. Do you like the newer black and white or the old silver and blue?
Black and white.
Okay. Um, hot chocolate or coffee?
Coffee.
Okay.
This
I
is
was
easy.
I was gonna say, being from Brazil, I would hope you would say coffee at that point.
Yeah.
Favorite place to eat when on the road? And it could be
Ooh,
a restaurant or it could be a cuisine, any style of
I
cooking
like
or food.
pho.
What's that?
Pho.
Pho?
Pho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Do you have any specific favorite pho restaurants? I'm sure there's plenty in LA, but
Oh man, there's one in Pasadena. I forgot the name, but I know where it is.
okay. All right. All right. Um, your go-to lick for sound check. Is there something that you play specifically
Ooh.
for sound check?
There's two bass lines that I always play, but one of them is Shaky Ground. The Temptations. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of
Okay.
course. I always play that
Uh,
every time.
okay. Yeah,
Um,
that's a great song for sound check. Um, cheesecake or carrot cake? They just get sillier from here.
Carrot.
Carrot cake. Okay. And then last one is favorite Saturday morning cartoon. We used to have cartoons on Saturday mornings here in the
I,
United States.
I don't watch much TV, but I
Perfect.
don't. I
That's
really don't. I can't tell you that, but I can. What I watched in Brazil growing up was Chavo del Ocho.
okay.
Is a show, and my nickname comes from there. One of the characters, her name is Pops, so that's why. But it's called Chavo del Ocho.
Chavo del Ocho.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. And the character's name was Pops, one of the characters?
one of them. Yeah, that's why my nickname.
Okay. All right. But you go by everybody calls you Pops.
Everybody.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
Can we say your real name or
Oh,
your
of
proper
course,
name?
Poliana. Yeah,
Poliana. Okay. All right. But everybody calls you Pops.
yeah. Feels
Cool.
home.
Man, again, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you'll come back and join us again. Maybe Dom will be available. In fact, I got a bone. We never talked about Dom, and I got a bone to pick with him because he never commented in either. So he will be at NAM, so we'll have to team up on him and,
Okay.
and give him a hard time. In fact, he was just down in Brazil a couple of months ago with the Warning doing a tour of Brazil. But I think he's on the East Coast this month or this week. I think he's on the East Coast with them. So, but we never got a chance to talk about him. So we're talking about him now. Dom, we're talking about you. And We'll catch up on the next one.
If I knew he was in Brazil, I'd ask him to bring me açaí.
Acai?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's a fruit. There's a lot of açaí stores in the US. They sell, it's like an ice cream, but made from this fruit.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
It's very famous. It's kind of like ice cream, yeah, but it gives you a lot of energy and nutrients, and it's healthy if you
I
don't
feel
eat too much.
I feel cheated. I was never treated to that when I was in Brazil. It was always chucasaria. Am I saying that right?
What is that again? Sorry.
Brazilian barbecue.
I mean, it's hard to go
And
wrong in
and
Brazil with food.
the other I don't know if this is just Brazil in general, but guarana. Guarana.
Granada. Yeah, yeah. It's
That
very
was
solid. Yeah,
that was my coffee in the morning. I would just drink that all day and be
yeah.
completely
Delicious.
wired.
Delicious is really good.
Yep. So, anyways, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. If you're here in the States, have a wonderful Thanksgiving on Thursday. If you're not here in the States, just remember Thursday it's the day all Americans sit around and just pig out on turkey and watch football. It's kind of an American tradition, I guess. But
Right.
yeah, so happy holidays, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks. All right, that's it. See you guys.